Hi everyone, Latin here with my first video for Season 2 Ultra League, and in this video I will be featuring Scrafty once again. It did so well in the Season 1. In this particular set it gave me a 5-0 result. My team, as my lead, I have Cresselia, which is a very safe lead. It counters almost everything in the meta and has amazing bulk and an amazing moveset. And I have two possible switches: Giratina Altered, a really great safe switch, and Scrafty as well, running counter, power up punch and foul play. Now here we go with the first match in this set, and as the match starts, my Cresselia faces off against a Cloyster. Now this is relatively a safe match, because none of Cloyster's charged moves, none of Cloyster's moves do any super effective damage against Cresselia. However, the Icy Wind does debuff Cresselia's attack, so that will negatively affect the matchup. And there it is, my attack goes down, but these future sights will do a lot of damage to the Cloyster. However, Cloyster is also a very tanky Pokemon. I may have to switch out to Scrafty to finish it off with my counter damage, and I do. They make an immediate switch into the Escavalier. Now Escavalier, although it is a steel type and steel takes super effective damage from counter, it is also part a bug type which resists fighting, so it's really taking a neutral damage from my counter attacks. And it itself has counter, and that was able to take out my Scrafty really quick, so I bring in my Giratina Altered, which is a great counter for Escavalier. None of Escavalier's moves do any super effective damage against the Giratina, and there I take it out really easily. However, they bring in their ice type, the Cloyster, which will do super effective damage, ice against dragon. I am forced to shield there, and this Dragon Claw will take it out, no need to charge it up. Down it goes. They bring in their own Giratina, so I switch immediately to my Cresselia to do some fairy type damage against that Giratina Altered. Cresselia is a great counter for Giratina Altered, because it resists the dragon attacks and does super effective move damage with the fairy attacks. And here I go. It's a good thing I had so much energy saved up. I have enough for 2 Dragon Claws, have enough to take out this Giratina Altered, and I should have enough energy as well to take out the Cloyster in the back. And down it goes. That was a good game. And here we go into our second battle. My Cresselia gets a favorable matchup against this Giratina Altered. The fairy type attacks doing super effective damage, and I had to speed up these battles a little faster than usual, because with all of these tanky Pokemon in the Ultra League now, Cresselia, Giratina Altered, Registeel, Lapras, these battles take really long. Most of them time out. So here we go. The Cresselia is about to take out this Giratina, and they make a beautiful switch into a Melmetal to tank that fairy attack. So I switch into my Scrafty, and this is what Scrafty was made to do: switch into those steel types that will try to counter the Cresselia. And its counter damage is super effective against this Melmetal, and it is strong enough to tank a superpower from that Melmetal. In comes this Giratina, and they are forced to shield that foul play, because powered up it would have done a lot of damage to the Giratina. What do I bring in? Of course the Cresselia, which does well against the Giratina. They take it down. I actually used the Cresselia there to make them use out some of their stored up energy, so that my Giratina could come in and have an advantageous situation. because not only does it have to take out this Giratina, it has to take out whatever they have in the back, and it is fortunately something that is weak to Giratina Altered, the Psychic type Armored Mewtwo. This Shadow Sneak will do super effective damage and chip down that energy on that tanky Armored Mewtwo really quick. And there we go, one more Shadow Sneak onto this Armored Mewtwo, and I can now farm it down and have energy left for a Dragon Claw onto this Giratina to end the match. Now what do we face up in this third matchup here? We face up against an Articuno, and immediately our opponent realizes the unfavorable situation. They bring in their Swampert. So I switch into my Giratina, which can lose if it does not shield up these Earthquake attacks. So I make a good call there to shield it up. And I'll just go straight Dragon Claw onto this Swampert. I should take it down. Having shielded that Earthquake was really good for me. So the matchup is mine. Swampert will go down shortly. This Earthquake will not take out the Giratina. I didn't need to waste a shield there. Right, that's only a Hydro Cannon, and down it goes. My Giratina has done its job. What do they bring in? They bring back in the Articuno, and before it can use an Icy Wind on me, I take down as much life from it as I can with these Dragon Claws. Of course, I'll bring back in my Cresselia, which is just so tanky. These Icy Winds will not do much damage to it, but they will lower the attack. However, I believe it does have enough bulk to carry it through this battle. My opponent realizes and switches into their Steel type, and this is what Scrafty once again was made for in this team composition, to counter these Steel types that'll come in against my Cresselia. Scrafty has to watch out for those Focus Blasts, which would do super effective damage and almost take it out. But amazingly, Scrafty can tank a whole Focus Blast from a Registeel. And I'm able to get off one more power up punch. Down it goes. My Cresselia now will finish off this Articuno with no problem at all. One Future Sight, and it's almost down. And yes, these battles are long and drawn out, but that's just the state of the Ultra League battles now, with all of these very tanky Pokemon. Here we go, transition into our fourth match of the set. My Cresselia faces off against a Charizard. I thought this was an advantageous matchup. I just was not concentrating, and I used my Fairy move against this Charizard, forgetting Fire resists Fairy. Yes, fire does resist Fairy. It's something we won't really think about, or not much people know for some reason, but it does. And because of that, my opponent gets an energy advantage over me. Right? Also, they shield bait me with this Dragon Claw, and they're able to get off another Blast Burn before I can reach my charged move. So that was well done by my opponent to win the first matchup. So my new plan of attack here is to just farm down this Charizard with my Giratina Altered, build up a ton of energy for whatever else is coming in the back. This is the only way I can win. And again, I totally forget that normal types resist ghost attacks, and I use my Shadow Sneak on that Zangoose. Switch into my Scrafty to counter it, and they bring in, fortunately for me, the best matchup I can ever hope for with the Scrafty Giratina Origin. I think this was why I won the match, because of this Giratina Origin being brought in. Scrafty, it's being a dark type, resists the ghost while doing super effective damage against it, and also doing super effective damage against this Zangoose with its fighting moves. So lucky for me. And this last match here, what should have been a really easy match for me to win, became a nail-biting, edge-of-your-seat thriller. As you'll see, this Venusaur stood no chance against my Cresselia, so they switch into the Swampert. I don't even need to switch because Cresselia also does well against the Swampert, and I know I have my Giratina altered in the back to handle the Venusaur as well. So I'm just chipping away this energy on this Swampert with my Moon Blasts, hoping it'll take down its attack as well. No need to shield that Earthquake because Cresselia is just so tanky. It tanked that Earthquake with no problem at all. One more Moon Blast takes it down. They bring back out the Venusaur, and I have to shield that to stay in the game, and they are either going to shield this or go down because Psychic does super effective damage against poison. They do shield it, one of their shields down. We're on even shields, and I let them use their energy here because I know my Giratina can handle this. They switch into another Giratina, and my Scrafty's dark type moves will take down the Giratina with no problem. However, I do get a little overzealous with my Scrafty. Here's where I almost make a huge mistake. I use one power-up punch, and I go for another power-up punch instead of just going for the foul play, which would have been enough. I don't know, I just wanted to see what two power-up punch attack boosts followed by a foul play would have done to that Giratina, and as I use the foul play, they switch back in their Venusaur. So change of plans, switch into my Giratina and try to farm down this Venusaur as much as possible. Hope I have enough energy left when this Giratina comes back out. So I take the Dragon Claw, and how many Dragon Claws can I get out onto this Giratina? 1, 2 in a row. It's not really going to be enough. I'll have to farm down here before they get off a Dragon Claw to take me down. Oh, the suspense. But 5 out of 5, really good. So thanks for watching, and I hope you get some good ideas for battling Ultra League from this video. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you soon for more Go Battle videos.